Geotensions in the Black Sea are escalating, with the Russian Navy staging live fire drills in a deliberate show of force. That comes nearly a week.
President Vladimir Putin is threatening to walk away from the Black Sea grain deal unless some Western sanctions against his country are lifted.
What's all about Russia and Ukraine and the rising tensions that have everyone on edge, you ask? This gripping tale involves war games, grain deals gone awry, and the battle for supremacy on the high seas. Hold on tight, because it will challenge your perspective on politics and power, your empathy for civilians, and the way you look at crises. A dangerous game in the Black Sea. Imagine the Black Sea, a region of immense beauty and strategic importance. What if I told you that the exact same sea has now become a potential flashpoint for conflict? That's right. It's happening in the Black Sea, shrouded by armed ships prepared to wreck anything that comes their way, no matter how innocent. Just recently, missiles were launched in a live firing drill, adding fuel to the fire of fear. The Russian forces unleashed anti-ship cruise missiles from their guided missile-firing corvette Ivanovets, demonstrating their firepower in the Black Sea. The target ship was destroyed, and the entire region felt the impact of these war games. You're asking for the reason behind all this turmoil. The reason is that Russian President Vladimir Putin cancelled the grain deal with Ukraine, which allowed the export of produce to needy countries and resulted in tension between the two countries. Not stopping there, Russia has declared certain maritime areas in the Black Sea as temporarily dangerous for navigation, further complicating an already tense situation. Seeds of discord, the failed grain deal. It all began with a seemingly harmless grain deal between Russia and Ukraine, designed to allow Ukraine to export its agricultural bounty to some of the world's poorest nations. As a result, Ukrainian warehouses and agricultural facilities were ruthlessly targeted, resulting in significant losses of peas and barley. The move not only damaged Ukraine's economy, but also sparked debate over the use of food as a weapon of war. This agreement held the promise of prosperity for many, fostering economic growth and providing sustenance to those in need. But as fate would have it, this grain deal fell victim to the bitter winds of geopolitical tension. In the face of an ongoing conflict, Russia abruptly cancelled the deal, leaving Ukraine reeling from the economic blow. This sudden twist transformed a source of nourishment into a weapon of war, raising concerns about the manipulation of essential resources for political gain. The entire world was astounded, and the surges of despair quickly spread beyond the boundaries of these two countries. As the grain deal crumbled, Russia's actions took a more ominous turn. The Kremlin, determined to exert its dominance in the region, resorted to threatening missile war games in the Black Sea. Warships adorned with deadly munitions prowled the waters, sending shivers down the spines of those who observed from afar. President Vladimir Putin's warning that ships delivering cargo to Ukraine would be at grave risk further heightened the stakes. The specter of maritime warfare loomed large, and the world held its breath, witnessing a dramatic display of military might. Ships in the crosshairs. Russia's response to the escalating tensions is nothing short of alarming. The country has now announced that any ships heading to Ukrainian ports will be considered as potential carriers of military cargo. This means that these vessels could become targets in the crosshairs of an already tense war scenario. It's a sinister escalation, with the potential to involve innocent ships caught in the midst of a dangerous conflict. Not just this, with Russia's declaration, ships carrying vital cargo to Ukraine could find themselves facing a dangerous journey with the possibility of becoming casualties of war. Adding to that, the impact of this decision reverberates beyond Ukraine's borders. Pakistan, one of the poorest countries in the world, has pleaded for the grain agreement to be restored. It highlights how geopolitical tensions can affect even those nations striving to alleviate hunger and poverty. Believing that behind closed doors, both governments are grappling with the consequences of their actions won't be wrong. Do you know why? Ukraine sought to safeguard its interests, protect its people, and preserve its sovereignty. Meanwhile, Russia's motives remained a subject of intense speculation, leaving the world pondering the true motivations behind their bold moves. History is a witness that whenever the government is at odds, it comes at the cost of the lives of civilians, businesses, and bordering nations. What will come with this dueling declaration by Russia and Ukraine is yet to be disclosed. International support or inventions? Allies amidst the storm. Amidst this ominous backdrop, there is a glimmer of hope for Ukraine. The United Kingdom's Royal Navy has stepped in to offer assistance in the form of expert training to Ukrainian forces. Specialists from the Royal Navy's Diving and Threat Exploitation Group are imparting their knowledge to Ukrainian troops, preparing them to disarm and defuse Russian bombs, mines, and booby traps. The training, taking place in Scotland, involves sharing experiences gained from past conflicts like Afghanistan, where the UK forces face similar challenges. The partnership between the two nations demonstrates the strength that can be derived from standing together against aggression. The relationship between the units and personnel continues to grow, bound by a common purpose and shared values, says Lieutenant Commander David Starkey of the Royal Navy's Diving and Threat Exploitation Group. It demonstrates how we are stronger as a coherent team and how together we can defeat aggression to our nations. As the training unfolded, bonds between nations strengthened and the spirit of cooperation flourished. The world watched with hope, knowing that united efforts could be a beacon of light amidst the darkness of conflict. These international interventions signaled the collective desire to quell hostilities and seek common ground. Uncertainty and hope clouding the future for both nations. Thus, we find ourselves at the ridge of uncertainty, where the past shapes our present and the future is uncertain. As we peer into the crystal ball of possibilities, one thing is certain: the outcome of this crisis will thunder across time. Will diplomacy triumph, leading to a resolution that fosters peace and cooperation? Or will the region's stability and the welfare of its residents continue to be in danger as the conflict rages on? Only time will tell, and we will come back to talk about that too. Concluding thoughts: what will be the fate of this storm? The Black Sea remains a canvas on which the colors of destiny are yet to be painted. The story of the struggle for dominance in the Black Sea is without a doubt one of history's greatest stories. It is a story that holds the fate of nations and the lives of countless souls entwined in this complex web. The threat of further escalation looms large in the Black Sea region, as the situation there is far from stable. All we can do is come together as a single nation and work towards the triumph of peace. International cooperation and support for Ukraine are crucial in these troubling times, and hopefully, through dialogue and understanding, a peaceful resolution can be achieved. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on the latest progress in the Black Sea crisis. This is your host, signing off until we meet again on our next quest for truth and enlightenment.